The answer is highlighted in your memo. One more AI request produces 20 sources. Now the decision is buried again. You were researching to choose. Now you are researching because more can always be found. The next source may be credible and still change nothing. If you cannot name the evidence that will reverse your recommendation, more research can delay the decision without improving it. You may already have enough evidence. Decide. The problem is not curiosity. The problem is collection without a stop condition. Every new paper, comparison, interview, and counter-argument looks responsible because it is related to the subject. But related is not the same as decision changing. You do not need perfect certainty. You need to know which uncertainty still matters. You can see the pattern in ordinary work. A manager has enough evidence to recommend one vendor, then asks AI for another market scan. A creator knows which topic serves the audience, then generates 50 adjacent angles before choosing. A family has 3 viable options for a move, then builds another comparison because one neighborhood detail remains unknown. The research is real. The sources may be useful. That is why stopping can feel careless. Another search can give you the sensation of reducing risk without forcing you to own the remaining uncertainty. You can keep improving the background while the recommendation stays blank. AI is valuable here. It can surface unfamiliar terms, opposing views, missing assumptions, and better questions quickly. But speed can weaken one practical stopping cue: the effort required to begin another search. When one more search costs almost nothing to begin, you need a reason to end it. The hidden mechanism is relevance drift. You begin with a decision. Which option should we choose? Then, the search expands into a different question. What else can we learn about this subject? Those questions are not equal. A new source can be accurate, recent, and interesting while leaving every life decision criterion unchanged. Add enough of that material, and the strongest evidence becomes harder to see. The memo grows, the caveats multiply, and nobody can tell what would actually reverse the recommendation. This does not mean more information is bad. A contradiction, a failed assumption, or a threshold breach should reopen the decision. High-stakes work may require formal standards and expert review. But when you have not named the reversal condition, every unanswered question can impersonate a reason to continue. The research stops serving the decision. The decision starts serving the research. Use one system. Evidence, stop line. Before another AI-assisted search, write 3 lines. First, the decision. I am deciding whether to take this observable action. Second, the change evidence. I would change my current recommendation if this specific fact, threshold, or contradiction appeared. Third, the stop line. I stop collecting when each life criterion has one credible answer and the next search cannot change the recommendation. Now test every proposed search with one question. Which decision criterion can this change? If you can name the criterion, search. Verify the source. Update the recommendation if the evidence crosses your threshold. If you cannot name the criterion, park the question outside the memo. It may deserve exploration later. It does not deserve control over today's decision. For a vendor choice, the reversal condition might be a security failure, a total cost above the approved limit, or evidence that the required integration does not work. Another company history, feature list, or polished summary may be useful context, but it does not automatically change the choice. If your research is already swollen, build a 4-column table. Criterion, strongest evidence, current answer, and evidence that would reverse it. Archive the rest. Write the recommendation and state the uncertainty that remains. That is not pretending uncertainty disappeared. It is refusing to hide the decision inside it. Responsible people do not decide because they know everything. They decide because they know what the choice requires, what could change it, and which uncertainty must remain visible. AI can help you search wider than before. Use it to challenge your assumptions, find credible opposition, and expose missing evidence. Then draw the stop line. The goal is not fewer sources. The goal is a decision that can explain why the evidence was sufficient and what would make it change. So, when AI offers 20 more paths, do not ask only, what else can I learn? Ask, what could change the decision? If the next search cannot change it, stop collecting. State the uncertainty. Make the recommendation. Become the person who can search widely and still decide